Bienvenidos a Ticket to Life. Y me llamo Enriqueta, aka Henrietta, but I go by Henry. So welcome to Ticket to Life. And I hope everyone is doing well. We have cold snap here in Texas. It is Tuesday, the 27th. And it's cold. We got down to 12 degrees in some places, and there's just ice. We don't get that beautiful snow that they get in Kansas. But by the grace of God, we have a roof over our head. And of course, we had plenty of food here. So if anyone was needing food, we had plenty. I think our neighborhood's pretty good about helping out with each other. So wherever you are, I hope that your weather is pleasant. And usually it is that time of year in January, I start really thinking of summer when it's so cold. And as some of you know, not all of you, as we get older, we tend to get cold easily. I remember always seeing my grandmothers, not mine actually, with blankets over their legs. I get it now. And if you're wondering why, it's due to our slower metabolism and reduced circulation than shorter, because and we start getting shorter. That's why I said shorter. We start getting shorter because our spinal disc lose muscle mass and we start bone density, and it's just gravity. The joys of being older. But you know what? I'm just so grateful that I am 68 and God is good and he's taking care of me. And the joy of aging is also it could be a curse if you want to see it that way, but I don't see it that way. Little things, you know what? I got my health. I got some quirks going on in my body, but other than that, I'm good. Now that you know my health history, my husband actually went outside yesterday. It was really, really cold. And since football's not around anymore right now until Super Bowl, and he attempted to make a snow angel. I felt like he was just doing a mini floor workout. I made a reel of it, but it was funny just to see him. He still makes me laugh. And ladies, that's what you need to find. You need to find someone who, after 42 years, still makes you laugh. So, I started thinking about last week's. It's what women want this week. And last week it was what men want. And who am I to tell you what you want? I don't know. My opinions on what I want in a man, I already have. But these are just ideas because so many people, like I said last week on what men want, they're just looking for someone. We're going to get into that. But I just want you to know that what a woman wants in a man, or what a woman wants in another woman, I'm assuming with either gender you would want the same thing. And since I'm heterosexual, I am not too sure if a woman looking for a woman in their life is the same, so I will go with what I know or what I think I know. Did you get all that? I hope so. All I know is that women love to be loved, and so do men. But it doesn't come that easy. For some, it might, but some, actually, we have to work on ourselves sometimes because we don't get it. When you're young, we totally know what we think we know and want. But as we get older, we're like, no, I don't think I want what I wanted when I was younger. Think about how your taste in fashion, relationships, music, beliefs have changed since you were in high school or college. And thank goodness my taste has changed. Who knows where I would be right now if I hadn't changed certain things in my life. Whoosh! I escaped to life. Who knows where I would be? Although we have to believe that we can do this. We can change. I don't want to be the same as I was when I was younger. I believe that women want someone who is confident and kind, trustworthy. Now, that's a big one, men, being trustworthy, that men look for women and women look for men because you have to be trustworthy. I mean, I feel like that is so important in any relationship. Now, some women complain that they will always feel the need to find the same type of guy because that's what they like. But if you start seeing red flags, ladies, of men in the past that think, oh, well, that didn't work in that first relationship or the second or the third or the fourth, then it's time to move on. If you aren't happy, just like I told the guys last week, don't settle. You owe it to yourself not to settle with anyone just to say, oh, yes, I'm dating someone. I will tell you, ladies, that men do make the best friends. And if you need a date for a wedding or for a party and you have a best friend, give them plenty of notice and 10 to 1, they will go with you. And people go, oh, are you dating? And you'll just say, no, we're best friends. You don't have to. I know people, I don't know what it is with us women. And yes, I put myself out there. I hated when I wasn't dating someone. It's like, oh, and someone would ask me, I was like, oh, embarrassed, oh, I'm not worthy, but I was worthy to be dating. I know that women have said, I just want someone who will make enough money so I can stay at home. Well, if you have kids, that's a great idea. Or if you don't, that's a great idea. Go to the gym, shop, meet up with friends to complain about your life, right? Make sure that when you start dating, they want some of the things that you want. And why not ask, what do you want? What are you looking for in a relationship? Hey, we are all adults. We should all be able to ask. Women like someone mature, but not too mature. You need to have someone who likes fun. I love that my husband likes to have fun. Yes, we're going to play cribbage later. No, you know what I mean. Going out just to dinner, to the movies, go to a concert, something fun, something you would have done when you were younger. That you're actually paying for or he is paying for. Yet you got to have some fun in a relationship. And a workaholic, someone that is never around to spend time with you and enjoy life because they're too busy working to allow you to stay home, to go to the gym, shop, meet up with friends, and complain about your life, right? Now, someone that you just want to be able to talk about anything. Again, my sense of humor is always good. Like I said, that's great. Someone who my husband still makes me laugh. Oops, sorry about that. Just hit my mic again. But communication is the top of my list on any type of relationship. In a romantic relationship, friendship, family, neighbors, communication. At work, if you want a relationship with someone, and I don't mean romantic, just a relationship of any kind, there has to be communication. That's always been at the top of my list. And I know some of us women are very sensitive. Not all women, but some women are very sensitive, and that's okay too. I, for one, have become sensitive. I seem to cry at the drop of a hat. I watched Wicked. I'm one of those that I didn't want to watch the first part till the second part came out. So yes, I still buy Blu-rays, people. But I had them streamed. You copy them and they're in your anywhere movies. But anyway, so watched it. And I mean, the music started, I started crying. Just what? I just love music, but it just brought me back to a memory when my daughter graduated high school. We took her, it was me and her best friend's mom. The four of us went to New York and saw Wicked. That was their graduation gift. And it was so much fun, but that brought back a sweet memory of being with my daughter in New York. And I don't know. Again, I just cry very easily. So ladies, find someone who's empathetic. And you have to be empathetic too, because men feel like this too. I don't think they cry at the drop of a hat because they're told they are not allowed to cry because they're men. But it's okay to cry. God gave us that sense to be able to feel things and sense things. And if we're feeling like crying, I say just let it out. But yet, ladies, be kind and respectful if your boyfriend or your girlfriend cry. That's just showing that they've got a heart. And my list can go on, and I know that most men want the same thing. Well, I don't think they want someone crying all the time, but that's for when you get older. See, that's what happens when you make fun of your grandmother who cried all the time. As you get older, guess what? Cry all the time. Well, anyway, here are the 5 C's. I think I had 6 C's for men last week, but it doesn't matter. The 5 C's in a relationship, the top on my list is communication. It is vital to be able to talk and express how you are feeling and what you're feeling. If more people talked about their feelings, it could save so many relationships, not just romantic relationships, so many other types of relationships. And I don't mean argue and get loud. I just mean communication, talking. That's it. Or at least understand how to help each other with making decisions in a relationship when there's a problem. Now, number 2 on my list is compatibility. Sharing your interests to build your relationship and planning goals for life. I mean, you both may want things, but not the same things. But number 3 is compromise. Yep. Sometimes we just have to compromise, such as holidays time. Your man's parents are the ones who will not bend, and you want to be with your family and you want to be together. At one point, remember, you're adults and you're trying to have your own family time. So there has to be some compromise and compassion. Oh, yes. Having empathy and understanding what the other is going through. And of course, that means communication. And yes, ladies, I know most men don't want to talk about it. But then sometimes we don't want to talk about it and we shut down. Whatever it is, if you are struggling with something in the relationship and your guy asks, what's wrong? Please don't say nothing, ladies. Just start spilling out your guts without yelling, without getting so upset. If you want them to empathize with you, you gotta be able to talk and you gotta be able to communicate. And just tell them. Again, be compassionate. You know, this works with children. When you talk to someone, instead of raising your voice, children will pay more attention to you, not whisper, but when you speak softly. So if you're really teed off about something, just talk like this. And hopefully he won't be going, what? What'd you say? But if you speak softly, look, I'm mad about this. You need to understand what really pissed me off. Yeah, I said it. But anyway, that's something everyone can work with or work on, and that's including me. Chemistry. Sometimes, you just know the chemistry that you have with someone. It can be amazing. Of course, it could feel like the 4th of July and make you want a hot dog really bad. I'm sorry. I used that last week. If you ladies, no, that's from Legally Blonde. But anyway, but chemistry, the chemistry that you have is just amazing. Or maybe sometimes it may take a little bit. Then all of a sudden, it's like watching a TV show. My son always says, Mom, give this series a chance. You got to at least watch 3 episodes. And I said, okay. So 3 dates. And again, when I say communicate, I'm going back to my communication thing. I don't mean texting. I mean, like literally, you can talk on the phone, put them on speaker, do some dusting. I don't know, just work out while you're talking to them. But it's just so important to talk. Texting, it loses everything. You can say something sweet on text, and sometimes it's like, oh, but then sometimes it just gets lost in the texting world. So that's why it's important to have that chemistry. Now, don't let your guard down. If you see something's going on, like, pretty sure he just lied to me. If they say they just got out of a long relationship and he's not talking to that person anymore, but you have a suspicious feeling. Remember, you don't want to be a rebound. You're more worthy than that. And of course, ladies, you shouldn't do this to guys either. I know I sound like such a mom, don't I? Now, don't you go rebounding on him. But if you do meet someone online, this is so important. Please, please, please don't go and just meet them, you and him alone at his apartment, his house, or him come to your house. Meet in a public place and let your family or friends know where you are or what's going on. Yes, I watch a lot of Dateline in 2020. It is very important to and this is for men too. I mean, there's some cuckoo women out there too, not just cuckoo men. So let someone know where you're at. And with all you can do on the internet now, on Google, on Duck. Is it Duck Go? What is it? I have it on my phone. But any of these, the good thing about that, I'm looking it up right now, is DuckDuckGo, is that you can erase all your stuff and they don't follow you, I think, like Google does. It's interesting. But anyway, you can find anything out. You can find anything out, especially if they're on social media, which most people are on social media. And so just, do your own research, ladies. Look into what they're doing. Men, look into what the ladies doing. This is probably the only time I feel social media can really be a friend to you if you start dating someone and you're not too sure about it. I can tell you one thing that I do know. And the one thing that I didn't change my mind about when I was young, and I just wanted this more than anything, and that was to become a mom. I mean, I knew this from the get-go. When your little hormones are going crazy. No, I did not want a child at the age of 14 or 15. No, I wanted to have fun, and I did. Anyway, but that was one thing I knew I wanted out of life, was to become a mom. And by the grace of God, I have 2 great kids, and now I'm a grandmother, and I love it. I was blessed to meet my husband, who was my best friend for years before we started dating. And my mom would say, "You're going to wind up with that Jeff, that friend of yours." And I'd say, "No, Mom, we're just friends. I don't want to ruin what we have." 42 years later, I'm saying, Mom was right. But as usual, Mother knows best, and she was right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for love, in my opinion, don't give up. And sometimes pray about it. And just leave it in God's hands. Literally, just leave it. Don't think about it. Trust me, it could be someone that you're going to bump into, and it could be this person. Trust me, he really knows best. God, that is. Now, I left my disclaimer out because I usually put that first at the beginning, but here it is. I'm going to throw it out at you. These are my opinions, thoughts, and pretty much that's it. Take any of these opinions and thoughts at your own risk, and I am not a doctor or life coach. I'm Henrie. And I do have some news to tell you. I will be coming out with a new cover. Coming out either this week or next week. I don't know when I'm going to release it, put it on there. But the cover pic that I have now with the green letters, it's 5 years old. So I thought I'd update my picture. So I went through some old pictures and I found one that was about 2 years old that I look half decent in. And so I still look the same. I think my hair is the same. It's gray. If you look real close, there may be a few more wrinkles, but it's still me. So I'll let you know. And I'm wearing a pink dress. So in the next week or 2, I will have a new cover and it'll say Ticket to Life and everything on it. But it's dazzling. My husband says, "It looks like you're an entertainer." And I said, "I am an entertainer." So anyway, thank you for listening to me. That's all I have to say. But it is time to call it and say it's time to go. I hope to see you next week. And ladies, if you have any suggestions on meeting a man of your dreams, shoot me an email, tickettolive022@gmail.com, or if you want to share your story. If you want to do an interview and tell me how you met your man or men, if you want to share your story, just let us know an interview with how you met. I love stories. Who doesn't love a good story? Or you can always send me a text on the description on this podcast to share your story. Send me that email. I will be sending prayers your way. And I want to say there's no shame this week, but there kind of is. But I need to calm down about it before I even say anything. But all I have to say is people that do things for a living, I hope you have a heart. I hope you sleep well at night. I hope the guilt you feel, if you feel any guilt, follows you for a few days, and I realize you're doing your job. But when you take a child into custody because their father's an illegal immigrant, shame on you. So I guess I did have a shame on you, didn't I? So anyway, this is Henrie, and thank you for listening. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get political. That has really bugged me, and I wrote this whole thing up about ICE. And I took a deep breath and I thought, Henrie, you said you weren't going to get political. You weren't going to do anything. So that's just my share. I hope these people can sleep at night. I don't know how they can. I just have no idea. I do get it. I don't want any criminals here in the U.S., but we're surrounded by them, and I feel like we're causing the violence now. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Calm down, Henrie. I'm going to end before I say too much. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I will be praying for you. I'll be praying for them. And I will be praying for all those in need of safety. Until next week, this is Henrie. Go find your blessings.